Welcome back to my channel, everyone. The Next Level Life Hacks, where we take the next steps needed to grow to our financial freedom and success. Now, today we're going to be looking at 5 steps to ensuring that our kids become millionaires by age 39. Now, stay tuned for the bonus point at the end, as well as for the practical example that I'm going to be giving you to ensure that they become millionaires by age 39. Now, bear in mind that there is no perfect roadmap to parenting. Parenting is extremely difficult, and it's also said to be one of the most ungrateful jobs that you can possibly do. There is no one-size cookie cutter that fits all types of parenting for every type of child. We all have challenges as parents. So therefore, give yourself a pat on your shoulder to know that you are doing the best job that you can do right now. What we have to do is to gather as much information that we can as parents to help us in this job. You are here now listening to this, so this is a good step in the right direction. After we have gathered all the information, then what we can do is apply it to our parenting situation. But let's jump right in. Now, the first one that we're going to be looking at is to start early with financial education. As I mentioned in previous videos, it is never too early for you to begin this process. Now, from there early, start teaching them the importance of money. Important things like savings, developing a budget, and just the overall importance of money. Make it as simple as possible depending on their age and their level of intelligence. And you as their parent will be able to know that. Now, do they get an allowance? What are you teaching them with their allowance? Do you allow them to earn the allowance? Have them perform chores so they can earn their allowance. Then after they have earned their allowance, have them spend on the things that they need to do themselves. If they need to go to the movies or they need to go to the barber, have them spend on these things themselves. Therefore, you are teaching them both sides of the spectrum. You are teaching them to have the income, which is the allowance, and you're teaching them to budget and to have their expenses. They will learn quickly that if they need to have enough funds to go to the barber or to go to the movies or to buy their preferred snacks or fast food, then they will know how to budget and realize that they need to be saving back a certain amount and they cannot be spending unwisely. Now, bear in mind as well that one of the best ways for them to earn their allowance is to have them read non-fictional self-improvement books. As soon as they complete reading those books and they can give you a summary of that book, then they can earn additional allowances or just as a part of earning their weekly or their monthly allowance. Now, step 2 that we're going to be looking at is leading by example. Demonstrate to your children good financial behavior. You cannot, on the one hand, be complaining that you do not have funds to spend on certain things like their textbooks or their tuition fees. Then they observe you doing unnecessary spending on things like partying or clothing, or to just be spending on fast food or other things that you said you are not able to afford. What you are teaching them is that despite financial difficulties, then they can make unwise spending decisions. So you have to lead by example. Now, step number 3 is that you are going to be encourage them to develop entrepreneurial skills, however you want to pronounce it. This is having their minds develop to be business owners in the future. And they can start right now, depending on their age level as well, and also depending on their level of maturity or intelligence. Now, what is your intention for your kids? Do you want them to be working up to age 65, then leaving them with a limited time to enjoy life up to age 70, 75, or 80? That does not allow them the mobility or the flexibility, even the willpower to have a fulfilling and enjoyable life if they want to travel or if they want to go certain places that they have never been before. So what is your intention for your children? No, we are not saying that you are going to be encouraging them not to become employees, but most of the wealthiest persons in the world are business owners. Now, there are very few jobs that will have the likelihood of you becoming a millionaire. If it is that you are in the stock exchange industry or you are becoming a neurosurgeon or one of those other professions, then that increases the likelihood of becoming a millionaire. However, look at the implications. You are one, exchanging time for money. What happens when you no longer have the time to exchange for money? Also, as an employee, you are in the highest tax bracket. Therefore, most of what you are working for and working so hard for is going to be going into taxes, and that is not being efficient or feasible. Cater your conversation for entrepreneurship depending on the type of child that you are dealing with. Remember as well that the best thing is to be monetizing your passion. So if it is that your child has a particular interest or passion, then the best thing to do is to have them monetize that interest. And that will give them the greatest satisfaction from their entrepreneurship endeavors. The other thing is that there are different types of businesses that you must remind your child of. There are actually three types that I will look at. One is service, two, product, and the newest emerging category is content. Service is intangible, products are tangible. However, content is a mixture of both. It is creating content just as how we are doing now, then monetizing it in different aspects. Whether it be posting or uploading to YouTube, then having Google AdSense connected to it so you can be earning from ads that are placed on it, or you can be doing product reviews that can be utilized on different platforms or websites. So have that conversation with your child towards entrepreneurship. Remember as well that the ideal situation would have them being in a passive or semi-passive industry that allows them to enjoy their other ventures and adventures while they are earning an income. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is point number 4 is to teach wise money management. We touched on this before in terms of helping them to create a budget. Once they are getting their allowance, then assist them in budgeting that allowance. And there are several templates that are available online free of cost that you can download and offer to them for them to utilize on a monthly basis. Teach them wise money decisions about spending, what to spend on, what not to spend on. Have them realize what their fixed expenses are each month. So if each month they need to go to the barber, or if it is that once a month they need to go to the movies, then of course those are their fixed expenses. So therefore teach them that no matter what else they need to spend on, they need to reserve those funds for those expenses. That is money management. Now, one of the best things that you can do for your children is to get them a money coach. Why not? You get them coaches for extracurricular activities, you get them private tutors to assist with homework or their tutorials or other subjects in school, but why not have them get a coach for something that is going to be setting them up for success in life? Money management is not taught in schools. At least I was not taught it in school. It's not a part of the syllabus or curriculum. However, if you want your child to become a millionaire by age 39 and to have good money management and to develop those skills, because money management is a skill, then why not get them a coach? One other benefit is that most of the times as they get older, you become less of an influence on them as a parent. They start to value the opinions and teachings of persons outside of the household. Therefore, getting these lessons from someone who is not a part of the household might be accepted more by them. So therefore, invest in a coach so that they will develop the skills. Now, the 5th point is investing in their future. Now, what is advised is that you save towards your children's future, whether it be their future education or just being able to hand them some amount of funds for their adult life so that you can give them a head start. Now, of course, you're going to be looking at the safest long-term saving options that you can be investing in. I would recommend treasury bonds or certificates of deposits or index funds. And of course, you know what my favorite index fund is. It's the S&P 500. So we are going to be looking at the practical example that I promised you earlier in this video, how to make your child become a millionaire by age 39. Now, let's do the math. Now, if it is that you are going to be investing in the index funds, your initial investment is going to be zero. Your monthly contribution, let's say to approximately $200. Of course, your length of years is going to be 39 because in this example, we are going to be looking at starting with newborn. So the minute your child is born, then, or even before the child is born, you are going to be investing in this instrument. Of course, we looked at the average interest rate for the S&P 500 over the last 10 years is 10.4%. So we're going to make it an average of 10%. And we're going to be looking at it annually, and we are going to calculate. Therefore, in 39 years, you will be able to hand over approximately $1 million to your child. And that is just investing $200 per month for the 39 years. Let's look at another example. And not to worry, my friends, I'm going to be putting the link to this site in the description box so you can play around with the numbers depending on the age of your child currently to see how much you would need to invest on a monthly basis to have them become a millionaire by the age 39. My son is 15 years old, so I'm going to be looking at how much it will cost for him to become a millionaire by the age 39. So I'm going to be putting in the $950 per month to see where we end up at in the 14 years. Yes, I almost said 39, but at 15, where's my math? 24 years, then it's going to be calculated. And that is it, $1 million. That took $950 invested for 24 years to be able to yield $1 million by the time he is age 39. That's an investment in their future to allow them to have the lifestyle and to maybe have the life that we were not able to live. Okay? Now, the bonus point in ensuring that your child becomes a millionaire by age 39 is going to be controversial as usual. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I am always here to play the devil's advocate, to give you something of a controversial nature just to make you stop and think for a moment. Now, my bonus point is, who are your children's closest friends? And that will make or break them in the future. Remember, by the time your child gets in the teenage years, it usually starts around age 14 or 15, you are no longer the major influence on their life. They are highly impacted by the opinions of others as they try to adjust and seek their own identity. Therefore, they are like a sponge to the influence of others. Make it a point of duty to always know where your children are. Make it a point of your duty as well to know who their closest friends are. What are their backgrounds? Who are their parents? Remember that whoever their closest circle of friends are will determine their thought pattern, their attitude, their behavior, and will have a major influence on their personality. Therefore, if you're realizing that their circle of friends are not really as what you would ideally want for them, and they're not really being as productive and futuristic thinking as you would hope, start adjusting who it is that they hang around with. And this can be done in subtle ways. Register them and enlist them in church groups, or you can register them in certain clubs, or you can push them in certain directions of networking that they can start to socialize with persons of the same mindset that you would want them to become. Now, it's no guarantee. Now remember, parenting is a very uncertain, very difficult job that has no set guarantees because these children will develop their own personalities. We just have to do the best that we can, that at the end of the day, we can look within ourselves and say, we did our best. Now, as usual, my friends, if you found any part of this video to be beneficial to you or insightful, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe so that you can assist in the growth of this channel. As I always say, walk good.